Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy B More Photos, and today we're talking lenses. Okay, let me just talk. So this video is about lenses. I've got a lot of people asking what lens to buy or what lens should I get next, and it's sort of an amateurish question because a pro will know what lens they need or what lens they're gonna buy next. It's sort of a question where you don't know what to get, so you get a lens that shoots basically everything, like an 18 to 300, which is not the best lens to get. Reason being is it's hard to make a lens that shoots everything. Like, it's going to be top heavy, really heavy glass, and the aperture is going to be a variable aperture, which meaning you can't, the aperture is going to change depending on what zoom length you're at. And no, you don't want a lens that dictates the aperture. You want to be in control. So basically this lens, I'll explain what all these things mean, and we can go through this lens, and then I can give you an understanding. This lens is known as a 70-200. It's a zoom lens, hence it zooms. Do not worry about this too much, it's just a lens hood. You've got these numbers here that are really important. So you've got the focal length, which is the name, which is 70-200. 2.8 is the aperture. Okay, so that's the widest it can open to, 2.8 aperture, and it's fixed. So that means I can be at 2.8 whether I'm at 200 or whether I'm at 70 millimeters. Okay, so that's what I mean with fixed apertures and variable apertures. You want to be in control of what aperture your zoom is at, so then you can control the depth of field. Okay, of course these are pro lenses. They are kind of expensive, but it's worth it if you're serious about photography and you're serious about getting good images. You want to start getting serious lenses. Okay, so this lens, basically, I can give you a kind of breakdown of why I've got this lens, and then you can understand why I bought it, because without the why, it just looks like a lens I just bought. Okay, so I shoot a lot of events, I shoot a lot of weddings, I shoot a lot of things where I need to be closer. So also architecture, I shoot architecture as well, I shoot portraits as well. So this lens is good at all of those things, and here I'll give you scenarios why. So at weddings, when you're maybe during the ceremony, you can get close. There's certain scenarios where you want to be closer, but you have to stand a certain way. I've been in certain weddings where you can only stand in one place. I've been in certain weddings where like, especially when people are at a reception and they're eating food, you don't want to be all close up in their face, getting a shot of them. No one likes to get pictures while they're eating, but this lens allows me to get really close without that interaction, without them feeling shy. Also that as well, people get shy when they see a camera at them. This lens allows me to they won't even know I'm taking a picture of them. It's like a spy lens. You can get really close without having to get obtruse, and it's good for that, because getting what do you call it, shots. What is my brain is for getting natural shots, because you can get really close. People don't really use your taking pictures. You can get those really cool natural shots, and a lot of those are really the in things now. It's getting natural. Also, this is good for portraits as well, because you get this lovely depth of field with this lens. It rivals the 85mm. People either get this or 85, but I got this because it shoots portraits as well as all the other stuff it does. So I'm getting more, I feel like I'm getting more value for money than the 85. It's got more reach, it covers the 85mm distance. It may not have the lower aperture, but I felt that the depth of field, the bokeh you get is really gorgeous from this lens. It's a really trademark lens to have. Every photographer needs a 70-200 in their bag. It's a go-to lens. So yeah, that's why. You see all those reasons I mentioned about the wedding, about portraits, about architecture. You can get really close to buildings as well, like little details of the buildings with this lens. So it's made that's why I bought it, because it fits all those things, all those scenarios where I may need it. It covers them. And another lens, there ain't a lens out there that's gonna do that. This lens does it, so that's why I bought that lens. Onto this little bad boy. So the reason why I bought this lens is because it's really wide. You can see how wide it is by that bulbous, it's got a bulbous glass. Okay, so this is my, we'll go through the same specs as the other one. So it's a 14 to 24 2.8 fixed aperture again, so I can control the aperture. So this lens here is my get everything in, get as wide as you can, you know, symmetrical monsters shots. You want to get everything in, yeah. So if you want to shoot, there's another lens you can get. You don't have to go this wide. There's a I think it's an 18 to 35 or 17 to 35, which is a cheaper option than this. That lens is like, yeah, I'm going to shoot something, I want to get all of it in. It's a really bulbous, wide, super wide lens. Or you could go to 24 and kind of get portraits, but then you're still going to get a lot of the background and the subject's going to be really in the middle. So you have to use it carefully, and it's with portraits. And it's really distorts, so you have to be careful with your line. If you like straight lines, I love my straight lines. It's a really wide lens, so you're gonna you gotta watch your lines. But other than that, that's my architectural lens. So if I get jobs where people want me to take pictures of their house and they want the rooms to look huge, that's the lens to do it. I remember I used to do a lot of that work with Airbnb, and I had a I was going around shooting with a 70 to 55 on a crop sensor, so that's the equivalent of a 24 to 70. And there was bathrooms that were just a door, like a cupboard. There was a toilet in there, and I couldn't even take a picture. I have to stitch, you know, because it was just, by the time I'm focusing, I'm outside the room, and then you're getting the door frame in, you're getting the door in. So that's why I needed a lens that I could get closer and make the room look more spacious. So that's why you'll see these things as the more you delve into photography and you want to take a certain shot, and the lens either gets not enough, doesn't let you get all of it in, or it gets too much in, and you'd be like, and you want some middle ground, and that's where you know what lens you want. There are rules out there, like primes are always gonna be better than zooms. It's just the way it is. But zooms gives you more reach. Primes are good if you can run around. If you're stuck in one place, you're stuck to that focal length. If you've got the zoom, you can zoom in and out. So there are advantages and disadvantages. I'm happy with my zooms. I don't want to carry a load of primes everywhere. My bag space is very valuable. I've got a drone in there. I've got mics. I've got all these other kit. I'm trying to keep my bag as light as possible, especially when you've got your laptop as well in there. It can get really heavy, and then that's going to stop me taking stuff. So it depends on how much gear you need to do your job. That will determine what lens you're going to bring. I hate leaving a lens behind and then needing that lens when I'm out in the field. So it is tough when I go out. Maybe I've left the 70 to 200 thinking, oh, the weight versus, you know, usability, and then I go out and there's a shot that I need with that lens, and I've left it and I've got it sitting at home. So you have to balance up what you're going to carry depending on where you're going to shoot, and just roll with the punches. Hopefully you don't need anything that you've left behind. I'm also shooting this on a 24 to 70, so that covers between the ground of the 14 to 24 and the 70 to 200. So I've got all the focal lengths between that gap, and the 24 to 70, basically I use it for filming like this. I also use it for events. It's a very good lens. It's not too wide, it's not too telephoto, it's just in that middle ground where you can get people, you can get kind of, it's kind of an all-rounder lens in the middle. It's got that nice, it covers between that 35, that 50mm, and it gives you a bit more reach. So I'll say the way to choose what lens you want is basically find out what you like shooting. Find out what you love to shoot. What do you love to shoot? Now find the pro lens that people are using to shoot that thing. There's always going to be a pro lens that people are using to shoot whatever it is you like shooting. Yeah, and that's the lens you should get next. So you could say if you love shooting architecture, it's always going to be a wide lens. It's always going to be a wide lens. Just find out what the wide lens is, get that lens. If you love shooting sports, there's always going to be a telephoto lens because they want to get closer to their subject. When you're on the sideline or a basketball, you're always going to be on the sideline. You're never going to be on the pitch with them. So it's always going to be a lens with reach. And if you love shooting portraits, there's a portrait. Everyone knows about the 85mm. That's the portrait lens. So get that lens. That's the best pro lens you're going to get, and start hammering out that work. And then after you get that first lens, it will open your mind over, whoa, I understand what's going on now. Let me get another lens, and it will start triggering, and then all of a sudden your bag's going to be full and you're going to be deciding which ones to pick, just like me. So I hope this helped you out. I'm trying to think of more videos to do for you guys. Yeah, this one's just a bit of a helpful tips on what lens you should choose. Next, I'm going to do a little what's in my camera bag video shortly. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to do it. And then, oh yeah, I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Run it. Hands in the air now. Hands in the air. Run it. Hands.